so Jack here lives in the Philippines, and he just happens to be back in town visiting. And so, man, while he's here, I've got him quartered. Man, I'm getting some of these stories out of him.
Yeah, well, if I don't come back from the Philippines, something happens to me over there. Somebody's got to have these stories to go on.
That's right.
Okay.
The story I want to hear from you is, and we just talked about this, so a long time ago, I don't know, when did we meet? Was it the early 90s? I think it must have been the early 90s.
Yeah, I think it was, and I don't even remember how we did. How did we meet? I can't remember.
Don't know. I had that website, the Treasure Hunters Hideout, and you contacted me off of that.
Was that what it was?
I think so.
Huh.
Anyways, I've been going through digitizing all my VHS videos, all my mini DVD videos, and all that, put onto the computer, and I ran across one that was a couple guys talking about holding a triangle gold bar, and I remember you gave me that video.
Yeah.
And at the time, you really wouldn't give me a lot of information, but now it's been 20 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
Tell me that story now.
Okay.
And can I show that gold bar?
Yeah, that bar.
As long as we don't tell who has it, who found it, and all that.
Yeah. That bar was found by a guy that I worked with at the Bureau of Reclamation, and he was from Duchesne. And when I worked there, I really didn't know that he was a treasure hunter. It wasn't until after that I left that he found the bar.
Oh.
But anyway, he got on the trail. He found a petroglyph trail that he was able to interpret. It showed that what he interpreted from it was that there was a group of miners that were being attacked by Indians, and they had a shipment. They had a couple of 2 or 3 animals that were hauling these gold bars, and there was on each animal there was 18 gold bars, and he knew from what the petroglyphs were telling him, but they were running from the Indians, and they had to bury. The Indians killed one of the animals, and they had to bury the load of that one animal. They couldn't carry it, so they marked a trail real fast, and most of the markers were on. There was one, the lead marker was on stone, and then the rest of them, most of them were on the trees, and he followed the trail and ended up on what he said was probably maybe on the reservation ground, but he wasn't sure. And he found a group of trees that had triangles on them, and one particular tree had what looked like an angel carved onto the tree with the wings pointing towards something. So all he did was kind of centered himself amongst all the markers and just started scouring the ground.
With a metal detector?
With the metal detector. With
a 2-box?
Yeah. No, it wasn't a 2-box. He wouldn't even use a 2-box. It was a master hunter with the big coil.
6 master hunter and had a big coil.
Yeah, 6.3 master hunter.
Okay.
And which I have one and love it. I still use it. It's a good detector. But anyway, he got a ding, 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 ding. That big noise.
Yeah.
And he said he took it. He centered it, and he stopped. He put the shovel in the ground. He put it in the ground, and the first time he put his foot on the shovel and stepped on the shovel, he hit it. He could tell he hit something.
So it wasn't down very deep?
It wasn't deep. It was under a foot. It was about a foot deep. And anyway, he dug it up. Beautiful bar.
And that's the first time I've ever seen it was a triangle-shaped bar.
Yeah, it's triangle-shaped. It's about like that, and it's about that long. And it's.
Can I show that video?
Yeah, absolutely. Show the video.
Okay.
Because that really shows. It gives you a good feel how they did that, how they made that bar. The bar was dated. Was 1774 or 17. No, it was 1774. It was a date on it, and then 15 the 15 was on the other end, and which was the weight, I guess. And then there was some other marks on it, like mint marks, or I think they were inventory marks. And so, you know, it was shaped like the triangle. So what they did was they had some kind of mold, triangle mold, and when the two sides were rough. Two sides had a kind of a rough sand finish to them, but on the one side, which was the top, it was all peened. It was peened. The reason they peened it was because when it cools, it cracks in the center. It gets a long crack.
Oh, so they hit it with a...
They hit with a peening hammer to seal that crack up. And, you know, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful bar. There was a lot of work done on it. So, you know, he had the bar. As far as I know, he still has the bar. He's got it hidden somewhere. I don't know where it is.
So you told me that he talked too much.
Yeah. He told too many people that he had it, and that he found it. And people were knocking on his door 24/7. Somebody broke into his house trying to find it. They didn't. Nobody found it. He had it. It was so obvious. It was for a while. He was using it for a bookend on his bookshelf, and maybe they'd never even thought to look there. I don't know, because I think it might have been there when they broke in. Looking for it, but anyway, that was it. And there's more of those bars out there somewhere. That was one, according to the petroglyphs, that was one of 18.
So I wonder though, if the Indians are chasing them, they're not going to have time to mark the trees. Do you think it was the Spaniards that marked the stuff, or do you think it was the Indians that did it later?
No, the Spaniards. It was the Spaniards that did it.
Do you think they took the time to mark?
Yeah, they took the time. They were under the gun, but you know, if they went back to civilization and said, "Oh, we buried it, but we didn't mark it," they would have got shot or hung by their bosses. You know, no, they had to mark it. I'm sure they had to mark it, and they marked them. That's why they marked them on the trees, because they could mark the trees pretty fast. I think they were pretty talented with that. You know, they'd been there for a while doing that stuff. You know, they could make their marks fast. And the triangle is a simple mark to make. You know, so yeah, it was the Spaniards that did it for sure. And there's more to be found up there, wherever that is.
Wherever that is.
Yeah.
We're not talking.
I don't know. You know, I don't know. He's not talking about that one because it's you know, it's probably on government ground now. Who knows?